Good evening, everyone. I'm Molly. I'm the Executive Director here at the RAL National Association. I'm here with Blake Hadley from Senior Care Social. You guys, Senior Care Social does the cutest things. So when Blake contacted me, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And so I may or may not have forced him to make a course for us so that we can have our own little course specifically for you guys based off of the wonderful things that they've done to help people in the senior care industry with their social media marketing. So Blake's going to talk a little bit about that course today. He's going to talk about Senior Care Social in general, and then he's going to go into questions at the end. So if you have questions throughout, I can answer some of them. So you can type them in the questions tab in your control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. If I can answer it, I will. If I can't, then we'll wait till the end and we'll ask Blake. I'll also wait a couple minutes at the end, and Blake, if you could let them know that you're getting ready to end, then we can also give you some time to type in. I know it takes a minute every once in a while, but otherwise, thank you so much for being here with us, Blake, and I'm gonna pass things off on to you.
All right, thanks, Molly. Thanks so much for having me. It's been fun to work with RALNA for the last little bit and to create this course, and then I'm excited to be doing this webinar tonight with all of you. So let me share my screen real quick here. Molly, can you see it okay?
Yep, looks great.
Okay, great. So as Molly mentioned, I'm from Senior Care Social. You can see on my shirt, it's pretty big, pretty obvious where I'm from. And I had the chance to develop a senior care social media marketing masterclass. And this is the first of its kind as we've entered into this industry. There's not a ton of information to help communities with social media marketing. And so our business, we really dive into social media marketing and ways to help you so you can have a better presence on social media, you can have better ideas to post, and you can use it to really increase your census. So I created this course. If you go on your log in to your member site, and you can go to this page and you can register for that class. It was $199, it's now only $99. And it's a 7 lessons in this masterclass. And here are the topics. So lesson 1 is reaching new families through social media. Lesson 2, strengthening relationships through social media. And we're going to talk about these briefly in tonight's webinar. Lesson 3, building your reputation. Lesson 4, being digitally available. Lesson 5, the social media content mindset. 6, an effective content plan, and 7, Facebook and Instagram paid ads. So again, I would encourage you to register for this class. There's a ton of information in there, and I'm available too if you have any other questions around this. Let me just tell you a little bit about Senior Care Social, how we started. So I'm one of the founders and the president of Senior Care Social, but we actually didn't start in the senior care industry. Our parent company is called My Social Practice, and I helped start this about 12 years ago, actually. And this was at the very beginning of when businesses were trying to figure out how to use social media to market their business. And Facebook was, everyone was using Facebook as a, in a personal way, but businesses were trying to figure out how to use it to market their business. And so we have been in the dental care industry for actually 10 plus years now. It's about 12 years. And we've become the leading agency for dental social media marketing. So I've had a chance to speak across the country and work with thousands of dentists on their marketing strategy. We also have our own digital marketing conference that we do for the dental industry. We're on our 6th conference. We've had 6, we're on our 7th conference that we're gonna do this year, where we have practices come out and we just focus on how to use social media and digital marketing for them. Also check us out on social media. We really practice what we preach. If you want to check out our dental page on My Social Practice, we have over 120,000 followers on our social media accounts. We work with thousands of dentists to grow their practice. and with really fun ideas, and the dentists just look forward to our content and they have a lot of fun, and it also is very effective in helping grow their practice. So let's see, it's been a couple years now. We saw how, the senior care industry they had some similarities to the dental industry, and we decided to jump into senior care. And so you can check us out. We're on seniorcaresocial.com. Check us out on our Facebook page or Instagram account at Senior Care Social. And we have kind of created the model that we've created in the dental industry. We've kind of duplicated and adjusted so that it works for the senior care industry. And our clients are having tons of success with the materials and the ideas that we're sending them and the management that we're helping them with. So go check us out. All right, so let's talk a little bit about today's senior. Today's senior, even more and more as time goes on and as these baby boomers are getting older, they understand social media and they're using it to stay in touch with their friends and family. Maybe not a ton of your residents really understand it. You probably have to explain it to them a little bit, but I think over time, more and more of your residents that come in will know what Facebook is, and they know it's a place for them to connect with the people that they love. Today's seniors' family members, they're most effectively reached through social media these days. They build and maintain relationships through social media, and they make their decisions based on social proof. And we're going to talk about that, what social proof is, but it's basically what they see their friends and family saying on social media. During this pandemic, they've also seen that there has been a 50% increase of US adults that are using social media since this pandemic has started. So this is where people are. They're online, they're seeing what their friends are saying, they're checking out businesses online. They've had more time to do that during the pandemic, and the usage has just increased dramatically. 67% of people say they're more likely to purchase a product or service after a friend or family member shared it via social media, and 74% of consumers allow social media proof to influence their purchasing decisions. So this is just word of mouth marketing, and you all know what word of mouth marketing is. You've always known it as the most effective kind of marketing. It's just taking that, what we've always known and just putting it online. That's what social media really is. If they don't find you somewhere online or on social media, if people don't find you there, they probably won't bring their loved ones to your community. It's become kind of part of this research process that everybody does now online. They go everywhere they can to check you out in every place they can find online before they even pick up the phone to call you. So it's so critical that you have a strong digital marketing presence. Let me tell you a little bit about what social media is not. Social media is not traditional advertising. It's not billboard advertising, what you're maybe used to, of just putting up a billboard and hoping somebody sees it, kind of interrupting somebody's drive or interrupting someone's day with a commercial or whatever it might be with traditional advertising. That's not what social media is. We see some communities just try to do that. They try to take their strategy of traditional marketing and they just throw it on social media with discounts or stock imagery, the same way that they do a billboard. They just try to throw it on social media, and that's not an effective way of using social media. It's also not just a bulletin board. Now, while social media is a good place to post what's happening in your community and events and to get the word out about things that are happening, that's not its sole purpose, is just to post what's happening in your community. It's also not just a photo album or a photo wall where you just take photos of everything happening and you throw them up there. Again, while it's a good place to do that and it helps show the culture and who you are, that's not its sole purpose. I want you to think of social media as a party, as a place to build relationships. It's not somewhere, you would never go into a party and just talk about yourself the whole time, and nobody's going to want to talk to you. You're going to want to interact with people. You're going to want to share experiences. You're going to want to hear other people's experiences to get feedback and engagement. it's a relationship-based platform, and senior care is a relationship-based business, and this is a place to build those relationships. So I want you to think of it in that way. So what would it be like if you could easily reach more people through social media, strengthen relationships with residents and their family through social media, and then also improve, whoops, did I lose the screen? Oh, there we go. And also improve your reputation and community's culture through social media. So we talk about these as the 3 R's of effective social media marketing. They're reach, relationships, and reputation. So I'm going to go through each one of these R's and explain what you can do to increase your community census through these 3 R's. So let's start with reach. So in order to reach more people on social media, you need to have a healthy content mix of what you post. We recommend that you have a mix of resident content, so photos of your residents, staff content, photos of your team, and then inspirational or educational type of content. These are kind of the 3 categories. As far as how much of each you should post, we recommend that 50% of your posts are resident content, 30% of your posts are team content, and about 20% of your posts are kind of this inspirational and educational type of content. So resident content, what is good resident content? Well, show off your residents and what they're doing and what they're proud of and what they're doing inside of your community. This is a fun idea that we sent out to some of our clients where they just held this sign, said 100 likes, and we'll dance for you. And once they hit those 100 likes, they created a little dance video and they posted it on their account. Both of these posts got a lot of engagement. People thought that this was really fun. It really lifted the spirits of the residents, and it was fun to see what they were doing. Any event that's happening, whether it's a Happy New Year event, a birthday, this is really good content, and it's really easy content, especially to just give it one of our signs or a sign like this for them to hold and say Happy New Year, and you can see in the comments of people wishing Lois a Happy New Year. So that's really fun, a really easy idea. Here's another fun idea. I'm 82 and still a party animal. An idea that you can take around to multiple residents with the same idea where they can just change the age there. And you can see this post here, but they did just that, just took the sign to everyone and took a fun photo. And as I mentioned, just any moment that matters. I want you to think of that. What are the moments that matter in your community? And of course, a happy birthday moment to wish one of your residents a happy birthday. You can see again, all the comments. Any birthday, you should never miss a birthday. Always post birthdays, because whenever there's a birthday type of post on Facebook, first of all, Facebook likes these type of posts. If it says the word birthday in it, and then as people are wishing happy birthday, it's good interaction, and those people will continue to see more of your posts in the future. So I know it's a pretty simple idea, but this is great content. 30% of your posts should be of your team members who work at your community. Here's a fun idea where you could just have people know a little bit more about your team members with 2 truths and a lie. Maybe a lot of you have heard of this game, to just put 2 truths and 1 lie in the caption and have people try to guess which one the lie is. It's a great way to get to know who they are. Maybe something like, who makes the best pizza in town? Something that has to do with your local community, where people have an opinion of who makes the best pizza and they'll want to comment. Maybe team members' goals for the year. And then, of course, if you're participating in any sort of charity, this is really good content. People like to do business with people that are doing good for the community. And if you're doing something for Breast Cancer Awareness Month or helping any other charity, be sure to post this type of content of your team. Next, that 20% of your posts being that inspirational and educational content. You know, when in the dental industry, we provide some of this for dentists. And when we went into the senior care industry and we created some of these just inspirational quotes or graphics that were stock imagery, good stock imagery, but we'd give this content to them. It did so much better than it was doing in the dental industry. And I think just this industry in general likes this type of inspirational content. So if you can find something like this, it could probably do really well. It may not do as well as a photo of a team member or a resident, maybe holding a sign with a message, because people like to see, real people's faces, but it could still do really well. If you don't have a person in a photo, you could just take a picture of a sign or something like this. A lot of times this is just content. If you don't have time to create that, to take a photo, you can post something that you find, or a graphic that you create. Even something as easy as, do you like salsa or guacamole? If it's, National Mexican Food Day or whatever. There's so many days in the year that are fun holidays that you can post little things like this. And again, people like this content. You can see the comments and shares on these types of posts. And here's another one, just inspirational type of content. Okay, my second tip to reach more people is you have to be engaging on social media. Now, a lot of those posts that I showed demonstrate that, of being engaging, but let me explain to you why it's so important to be engaging on social media. So if you post something that's just a generic post, maybe you grab a stock image that's not too interesting, it's just kind of a bland generic post, it will only go to, I think it's about 1% of people who follow you on Facebook. Same with Instagram. If you just post something on Instagram, it will go to a small percentage of people who have even decided to follow your Instagram or your Facebook page. Now, if that small percentage of people don't like, share, or comment on that post, that's where it's going to die. No one else is going to see that post. And Facebook sees that, and Facebook decides that your content is not very relevant. Nobody really likes it or wants to engage with it. So it stops showing it to more people. But if you can get people to comment, like, and share, or even pause on it, it's interesting. Instagram even knows when people pause on a photo or touch the photo to swipe to a next photo. It means that they're interested in your content. So if you can get people to do this, Facebook says, oh, this must be relevant content. People like this content, and Facebook will decide to show it to more of your followers. And then that's when it spreads to people in your community that are outside of your followers, to their friends. And so you can see here, this is how posts go viral. As more people like it and comment on it, it continues. Facebook decides to show it to more people. Now, if you want to guarantee that your content is seen by more people, so that's the organic way of doing it. If you want to guarantee that people see your content, you kind of have to pay to play on Facebook. And there's a button underneath every single one of your posts that says boost. If you click on that, you can decide on a budget of how much money you want to spend to boost this post to your geographic area. And we recommend, you put $2 to $5 into the post that you want more people to see, and you want to guarantee that people see. And it's really easy to set these up. You could just say, I want people to see it around within a 50-mile range of where our community is, and you can kind of target that specific person, their age. There's a few different demographics that you can choose for that. So that's how to get seen by more people. Going back to this organic way of being seen and the Facebook algorithm of how to get your content to more people to comment and engage with your content. Facebook looks at who typically interacts with you. So like I mentioned, if you can get people to interact with you, they'll show those people your content more in the future. They looks at the type of post that you do. So if it's a video post or a link or an image or just a caption, video posts rank a lot better than just writing a caption, for example, or a link does not rank very good in the Facebook algorithm because it gets people to click off of Facebook somewhere else. So Facebook likes to keep things internal. If you can upload your own original videos, that's really the best type of content right now you can be posting. And then it looks at the popularity of the post. As I mentioned, some of those happy birthday posts or congratulations posts, if you can get more people to comment like that, it shows it's a popular post, and then it's seen by more people. So yeah, those are some of the tips. Start genuine conversations with people to get them to interact with you, post original videos, and then highlight those important moments in your community. Next, to reach more people, you need to be consistent with your posting. We recommend that you post at least 3 times weekly. That's what we recommend to all of our clients. And this can be a good mix of videos, that content mix that we talked about, videos, graphics, and resident or team content. At Senior Care Social, we create a calendar for our clients of what to post and when to post it. So you never have to, one day panic and try to find a cat video online, right? So we'll give you those ideas, and we recommend that, whether you work with us or not, that you come up with a schedule of your content so you know what you're going to post and when you're going to post it. Whether it's the holidays are all laid out so you know what to post and when. So that's reach. That's how to reach more people through social media. Second is relationships. I want you to remember that connection with people comes before conversion. Famous neuroscientist Antonio Damasio said, "We are not thinking machines that feel, rather we are feeling machines that think." So there are 2 different types of marketing that you can do. One is sympathy-based marketing, and the other is empathy-based marketing. Sympathy-based marketing is connecting with people based on how they think, and empathy-based marketing is connecting with people based on how they feel. A social media marketing should lean towards empathy-based marketing. I'll explain that in just a bit. So what might people be thinking right now? If you base it on sympathy-based marketing, what might people be thinking? You might say, someone might be thinking, I will need to find the right home for my mother soon. So if we're using sympathy-based marketing, what do? And this is what most marketers do. They just throw offers at these people, and it's usually discounts. It's usually financial discounts on their services. So August special, move-in special, it's all with a stock image with some photos of your facility and a discount, right? I mean, a lot of people like discounts, but that's just based on how this person is thinking. But what might people be feeling right now? So people might be feeling, especially during this time, during this pandemic, will my mom be safe and healthy? Wherever I send my mom, is she going to be safe and healthy? So how can you create a message that speaks to how somebody is feeling right now? And social media is the perfect place to tell the story and to put people at ease about their feelings. There are so many ways that communities during the pandemic use social media to show the protocols that they're putting in place to keep their residents safe, whether it was the barriers between the hugs, the drive-by, happy birthdays, just all the different, you can see all these great posts that are showing what they did. This one here of the happy birthday outside the family and bringing her the cake. And if someone were to see this, that would appeal to their feelings rather than just a discount. This was a great video, and you can, if you go to Spring Gardens Heber, of just one of the team members that was explaining how happy she was to that the vaccine was coming and that their residents would and team members would be able to have access to the vaccine. And it was a really just sincere video. She turned the front-facing camera on. She didn't make sure the lighting was perfect and her makeup was perfect. She just authentically spoke to her audience and told them how she was feeling, how much the residents mean to her, and how hard this time was, but that they were excited for the vaccine. And this is something you can do on social media with the ease of your phone. And these are things that we would encourage you to do to speak emotionally to people. In addition, this community had their residents, after getting the vaccine, hold these signs of "in hopes of a better tomorrow," stepping up to protect our residents, and showing that they were getting vaccines and posting that to their social media account. If you would like these signs, we actually created these to be free. Anybody can download these if you go to seniorcaresocial.com/free. I know a lot of residents or a lot of communities have already had their vaccine days and everybody's already vaccinated, but if you haven't, here are some fun signs that you can download and print and use that during when people get vaccinated. So empathy-based marketing is walking in people's shoes to understand their motivations. You don't want to just think like them. You want to be them to understand how they really feel. Brene Brown, a famous author, said, "Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection." So I want to show you an example of a post that is more of a sympathy-based approach and the one that's an empathy-based approach. This first one here on the left, you know, it's a beautiful photo of their room, and while this is maybe nice to have, it kind of talks about something that the community has, and this one on the right shows how someone can feel at home. So the one on the left shows the home, and the one on the right shows how someone can feel at home. And I just want to show this video real quick. Let's see here.
You've got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said.
All right. Did that show very big or was that kind of small? I don't know.
That's what it normally does. So it'll pull away to a separate window, but the sound was good. So it sounds like you had your volume up nice.
Okay, but the video was kind of small?
It's slightly smaller just because it goes into a separate window, but it looked good on my end.
Okay, I'll try to make it a little bit bigger on these next couple. All right. Okay. The second one, same idea. The one on the left shows what they do.
You got to move back to your presentation now.
Oh, sorry. Use champagne.
You're going to stop showing video. You'll click that stop button and then you'll go back to
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. And then I go, oh, stop showing video. Oh, and now I need to go back to main screen and go back to my presentation. Okay, is it back now?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay, sorry about that. There's a few clicks I have to do to get to the video. This is same idea. First one here on the left, stock photo tells them, you know, we take care of our residents' mind, body, and spirit from walking to physical exercises. And this one on the right shows the experience of the residents with this really fun video that actually went viral, crazy viral. I'm going to try to play it in here and see if any volume goes. Can you let me know, Molly, if I try this? Let's see.
Yep.
Did that kind of work?
It kind of works. The sound is just a little muffled, that's all, but it works.
Okay. Maybe I'll try it that way. Sorry. So you could see just the fun the residents were having. It lifted their day during this pandemic, and people just emotionally responded to that through comments and shares, and just love that type of content. Another one here on the left, you can see a stock photo of them telling we are committed to creating joy in the lives of our residents by fostering friendships and offering endless activities. And then this one on the right shows what they've made possible and shows the joy that the resident has by, she had wanted to see snow again. It had been a long time since she'd seen snow. So this community got a snow maker and they put it on the patio and they turned it on and rolled the resident out on her bed, and she got to see snow again. So these videos are so powerful in that way, and that people can see what you're about. And this type of content is so much better than just telling people what you're about. Next, strengthening relationships between residents and your community is something that social media does. I want to tell you about this these posts that went viral. I was actually on social media one day and I scrolled to E-News, who has 15.5 million followers, and they had posted about this senior that had given advice to the younger generation. And the senior was living at a place called Wheatland Manor in Wheatland, Iowa. Is it Iowa? Yeah, Wheatland, Iowa. And so I had to check out what this was about because they got so many likes on the E-News page. I said, I got to go see how this post did on their page. So I went to their Facebook page and saw that they had 30,000 likes or reactions to these posts, 3.5 thousand comments, 175,000 shares, and it reached over 36 million people, this post, of just a simple idea of advice for the younger generation. So I had to contact them. I wanted to find out more about what they did. So I reached out to Wheatland Manor and I got a hold of Angie Busolo. And Angie is the activities director there. And she's also in charge of the social media. So I had a little interview with Angie, and I want to show a portion of this interview. So I'm going to actually play this one in here. And this one doesn't look like it's working. Sorry, this portion of the webinar cannot be viewed on your device. All right, that's okay. We'll go back to here. This is in my masterclass, so this is more reason for you to watch the masterclass to see some of these things. But Andy just talked about the experience of what had happened. She had tried a lot of different ideas with her residents. Here are a couple of the ideas she had tried before this viral one, of just them holding this whiteboard saying Happy St. Patrick's Day. They had one that was like a senior, you know how when kids go back to school and they hold up a sign that says, you know, senior or second grade or whatever. So they had them hold signs that say senior and tell them a little bit about who they were. And these were all great ideas, and you can see they got really good engagement on these. But the one just happened to take off, and the local news reached out to them. They did a whole story about them, and they just got so much recognition from these simple posts. And something that Angie said in her interview was, unless you are from around here, you wouldn't know Wheatland Manor existed. Until we were on the news, a lot of people probably didn't know that Wheatland, Iowa had a nursing home facility. That helped us marketing wise, letting families know in the area that we are here. Even if you don't have a family member or a friend that lives here, but you live in the community, you become more aware of the people that do live here. We have seen people from the community befriend our residents by bringing them gifts at Christmas if they don't have family members to buy for them. So there's this new connection now between the local community and the people that live inside of the residence because of this post that went viral. And we see this all the time as communities post of things that the residents are doing and that they're proud of, and we'll see people comment from the community and just tell them like this resident that did this beautiful artwork, Nancy said, it's beautiful, you're amazing, Miss Taya, God bless you and your beautiful family. Mary said, you're blessed with a wonderful talent, beautiful lady, this is breathtaking, love it. And look at all these likes and all these comments, and how do you think your residents feel when you're able to relate to them all these people in the community that are seeing their content and saying these nice things about what they're doing? And so again, that relationship between the community and the residents. Here's another one of more artwork that's shown through social media and all the comments. Andrew Davis, a best-selling author and keynote speaker, said, content builds relationships. Relationships are built on trust, and trust drives revenue. So as you create these relationships with your people in your community, they'll start trusting you more, and they'll bring their loved ones to you more. Next, strengthen relationships between residents and family. In that interview with Angie, she said, we have a lot of family members of residents that live out of state, so they don't get to come here that often. This way, they can still see pictures and see anything and see what they're up to, that they're not just sitting in their rooms. They're out listening to music and doing different activities. It gives them peace of mind. A lot of residents have family or friends that follow the Facebook page, and when they write a comment, I then relay the comment to them, and they just think it's a fun idea. So family members like to see updates of what's happening with their loved ones. And this is an example here, the secret to a long life. And he says, get a job you love, I drove a truck. And you can see here the comments. Cindy says, hi Dad, love seeing that you love the path you chose. Miss you and love you with all my heart. Chuck says, hi Ed, and sends his love too. I want you to behave yourself. Hugs and love from Arizona. Then Marcy says, looking good, Grandpa, love you. So again, this is a way for them to see what's happening, to write a quick comment, and then you can relay those comments to them. Even we saw residents just saying that they're safe, and to thanking everybody for their thoughts and prayers. And again, you can see this comment, thank you for keeping us updated, and which the team member responded, you bet, let us know if you need a window visit or to FaceTime. This is another really fun idea if you're familiar with what TikTok is. Now, TikTok is a platform that has a lot of the younger generation that are using it, so it may not be the best place for you to try to build an audience necessarily. It may not be your target audience that are using TikTok, but it is a good content creation tool. And it's really easy to make this type of content that's really fun. And so this community made these fun TikTok videos, and I hope these work. Let me just see. If not, that's okay, but you can check it out. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working. Okay. If you go to, oops. Video.
It's so funny because we were just talking about mishaps with computers, and I'm sure everyone here can relate. Right? Like every time you ask a computer to do something, and it's like, no, I'll be like,
oh, I know. I'm sorry. I've done so many of these webinars. I'm sorry I'm having so many problems, but go to Spring Gardens Hebert and look and watch their TikTok videos on Instagram, or if you're on TikTok, go and find them. I'll try it like this and give you a little bit of an idea.
Now left foot. Now left foot. Now left foot. Now left foot. One hand. One hand. Two hands. Two hands. Hit your rollie. Do your dance.
This is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on time. To rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. To rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. Went to her house.
So there's, I don't know if you can see those very good, but there's always a fun challenge on TikTok of things like this, a dance challenge, or that one where they went to the right or the left of the screen. TikTok just kind of creates these ideas, and they're so fun for your residents to be able to do. And I wanted to show you this comment. Michelle wrote, "This looks so fun after watching these videos. The gang really has some great rhythm. I had fun talking to my mom about how famous they're becoming." And then Candace, who works there, says, "Yes, they do got rhythm. They are all so excited about how many people are seeing them. This is one of their favorite things to do, and they look forward to it all week." So again, the relationships that are being built between the family, seeing these fun things that their loved ones are doing, and through comments helps so much. Next, strengthen relationships between residents and staff. When you take a photo with a resident, that it's something that they feel special for. If you say they're your BFF and you take a photo with them, I think that means a lot. Then that can build those relationships through your posts. Also, things that you're doing to post to social media can build those relationships. This is a community that every time a new resident lives there and moves in, they have a ribbon cutting ceremony, and they cut the ribbon. They all cheer for this resident, and it's just a fun thing for them to post. Anything that you're doing for your residents with the carts and the food and everything that you're providing for them are great content to post. This was one that showed that relationship between the residents and the residents and the team members. This is another one that went crazy viral from Continental Manor. They had 119,000 reactions, 110,000 comments, and they had, around Christmas time, they had a deer hunting activity where the residents, the team members ran around these fake trees like deer, and the residents shot them with Nerf guns. I'm going to show this real quick. So you can see, I mean, I know you're already doing so many fun things to create those relationships, but when you're thinking about what you can post to social media and different activities you can do to post, that helps those relationships as well. So that's the second R, relationships. The third R is reputation. For reputation, you need to understand the psychology of social proof. Robert Cialdini, he's a famous psychologist. He wrote a book called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. And he said, we view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. And when you take that concept of social proof and you add marketing to it, and when you add social media marketing to it, what people see on social media and what they see their friends and family doing becomes more correct in their mind. So when you apply marketing to this idea, Scott Cook, the co-founder of Intuit, said, a brand is no longer what we tell the customer it is, it's what customers tell each other it is. They found that 92% of 18 to 34-year-olds seek social proof when considering a product purchase. That's 10% greater than the general population. And 86% of Americans with a household income of more than 100,000 seek social proof when considering a purchase. So now that you understand social proof, another way, a way to build your reputation through social proof is you need to have a strong presence in many places online for a direct search of your business, of your community. So when someone goes to Google and they put in the name of your community, they know the name, maybe they heard about it somewhere else, maybe they saw it driving by, they put that name in Google, what will show up? So a lot of times on the very first page, one of the first things that shows up are directories. So I think that it's important to be a part of a number of directories since they rank really high on Google. If people may click on those directories as one of the very first things they click on. Also, Facebook, Yelp are starting to show up on the first page. So it's another reason to have a really good Facebook presence. If someone clicks on your Facebook page and you have nothing on your Facebook page, that's not going to look very good for your community when they're trying to find out more about you. Or on somewhere like Yelp, if you have no reviews on Yelp, or it may not look very good for you. So it's important you have a good presence on sites like this. In this case, when I searched this community, it wasn't until the 4th page on Google that there was a link to anywhere on their website. So that just shows you need to build your reputation on other places, not just your website. People may not even find your website. They'll find you other places. And then of course, your Google My Business listing. So if someone does a direct search of your business, it's going to show up there on the right. Be sure you have filled that out and that everything is correct on there, that your map is correct, that you have some photos on there. A lot of communities do not have very many photos, that you have reviews there. They're finding that people are going to this Google My Business little portion right here, and they're making phone calls from here. If they see that it's close to their location, they see they have a lot of good reviews, they're not even visiting the website, they're just looking at the information here and making a phone call from this place. So how important is it that you fill out all the information and you optimize this Google My Business page? Next, you need to have a strong presence in Google Maps for indirect search. When I talk about indirect search, I mean, if someone goes to Google and they just put assisted living near me or assisted living in your city, what's going to show up? So they have found through studies and research that they've done that 10% of consumers say they trust the top results in PPC and AdWords. So whenever you do a search, the first things that will show up are ads. And maybe you're running ads to your area if people search certain keywords. While they can get clicked on, consumers have said that 10% they trust these results. About 27% of consumers say they trust the organic search results. So organic search results show up right underneath the map. And these are if you have really good keywords and blog posts and if you rank high on SEO, about 27% will go there first and click on that content. But they found that 68% of consumers say they trust the Google Maps results. So they go straight to the maps and they trust, first they look at the location of where your community is, and then they look at the reviews. So in this case, if you had done that search and this showed up, who would you call first? So just looking at these few here, if you click on more businesses, it will take you to the map and it'll show more of these locations. For me, I scrolled down and the first one that kind of caught my eye was the one that had 40 reviews. You can see all the rest of these have about 8 reviews, 6 reviews, 5 reviews. In people's minds nowadays, when they see that low amount of reviews, it means that these are not very relevant, that people either don't like it very much or they don't care to leave a review or whatever it might be. But if you can find one with more reviews, people feel more trust in these types of businesses. They found that your goal should be, and I'd like to give this goal to everybody, that you should have at least 40 reviews. It's the number of reviews that consumers require to trust the company's star rating. And then 80% of consumers say they don't even trust a business with an average review rating below 4 stars. So this should be your goal, to have at least 40 reviews on your Google My Business and at least a 4.0 on your average stars. Next, how do you get these reviews? Ask family members you trust to leave you reviews. You don't need to ask every single family member that comes through to visit. Only ask the people that you trust. Reviews help build trust with family members. They strengthen your reputation in your local community, and they improve your local Google search ranking. So like I mentioned, go through, think about all your residents, think about the families you've built trust with, the families that you know love you, they're happy with their experience, and ask them personally if they wouldn't mind leaving you a review. A way that you can ask is, hey Carl, your wonderful mother has lived with us for many years now. Would you mind sharing the experience your family has had with our community? Another way to ask this is say, hey Carl, would you mind doing us a favor, or could you help us out? We're trying to reach 40 reviews. We're trying to reach 100 reviews on our Google My Business page. Would you help us out? If you say it that way, most of the time, I don't know really anybody that would say that you have a good relationship with would say, no, I don't want to help you out. Most people are very willing to help you reach your goals, especially if they love your business. At Senior Care Social, we provide a really easy way to then get the link to the family members so they can leave you a review very quickly. We have a little dashboard screen that just shows up on your front desk screen. You put in their name, put in their phone number, it sends them a text. They get that text, they click on the link in the text, and it will take them directly to a page that looks like this. And then they can decide if they want to leave you a review on Google or on Facebook. They click on where they want to leave you a review, and it takes them directly to that page where they can choose the amount of stars and write you a review right when they're in your community. If you wait until they get home, a lot of times people will forget and they won't do it. But if you can get them to do it right then and there and make it really simple for them, a lot of times they'll just write you the review right then and say, hey, just posted it, and you can thank them. And it's just a really great way to dramatically increase your reviews fast. Next, you want to create reasons for people to post about you. If you go to your Facebook page and you go to the More section, there's a tab that says Community. Now, these are all the posts that people have made on their personal Facebook page about your community. So if you go to that Community tab and nothing's on there, it means nobody's talking about you. So this is something that you can work on. How can you get people to post on their page and then tag your community? And you can see here, if you go to visitor photos in that section, look at all these posts that people have done and said, you know, whether it was when they were visiting their family member and they posted about how good of care you were taking of them, whatever it was, these are people telling their friends about you. This is not you trying to get your message out. On Instagram, if you go to that third tab there on the right, same thing. It shows everybody that has posted and tagged your community. So you'll see these two posts. This community did a charity event and they had tacos, and you can see these two people went to the event and they tagged Regent Court Senior Living. Regent Court Senior Living probably had some signs up that said, hey, tag us, we're on Instagram, let your friends know about us. So you need to get the word out, and then people will need to want to tag you because of something great that you've done. Here's another example of this couple that goes and visits their grandma, and they always tag Forestdale seniors in their posts. So I like to use this example of these wings, and you've probably seen these around the country. I think this may have started in Nashville. And there are these big murals of wings on the wall. And what do people do when they see these murals? They go up to them, they take a photo, and they post them on their they post the photo on their social media account. It's not because somebody told them to do it, it's because they thought it was cool, they thought it was a great idea, and they just decided they wanted to do that. So I'm not recommending that you necessarily put wings in your practice on your wall of your community, but I want you to think about what are your community's wings? What can you do in your community so when a family member visits, they'll want to post it on social media and tag you? Maybe, again, like I mentioned, these events, these charity events, if people attend it, they'll want to say, hey, look at the great things that I'm doing and the community that this community is doing for our city, and they'll want to tag you. Maybe it's a staff member that just loves working for you and does a post on her personal page about how great you are. Again, she has friends and family that are in your target demographic that may have a loved one that is ready to move on to a senior living facility. Next, make it easy for people to recommend you. So not only have something that people want to post about, you need to make it easy for people to recommend you if a conversation starts online. So this example here from Jerry Scott, you can see here, this is on Facebook, and it says, Jerry Scott is looking for recommendations. And he wrote, looking for recommendations for a good assisted living facility. It's not looking good. So he has a loved one or probably a parent that needs to go to an assisted living facility. And so he wrote this. And when he wrote this caption, Facebook recognized that he was looking for recommendations and made this special type of post that has this big map underneath it. And what this map does is whenever anybody comments with a place that they think Jerry Scott should call, it will put a pin on the map, and it will also tag the location's Facebook page. So let me show you some of these comments. He got 92 comments on this, people of his friends trying to help him out. So here's a comment, it says Seasons of Kenwood is a good one. There's no link to it. You know, maybe she put that in there, and maybe Seasons of Kenwood didn't even have a Facebook page, so she couldn't link to it, but she just wrote that in there. This next one here, Valerie, she said Bridgepoint next to Drake is a good one. Evergreen across from Fairfield Pavilion is really nice. My mom was there. So it's interesting, Facebook created a couple links underneath her post, and one of them is Fisher Homes Construction Company. I don't know why this was tagged, but for whatever reason, when Valerie tried to find Bridgepoint, Fisher Homes Construction Company showed up. And so if Jerry were to click on this, I think he'd be pretty confused. This last one from Sherry said Maple Knoll is a good one, Bobby. And the tag underneath it was Maple Knoll Village. If it's clicked on, you can see it had that little blue thing said 4.5 star, 4.5 average rating. They click on it, there's a great photo here at the very top of the page. That first impression is really strong, and someone may be interested in calling them. So you need to be found very easily. You need to have a good presence. So the name of your community needs to be easy and written correctly so that people can recommend you. We also recommend, if someone does this, if they do recommend your community, to chime in. So Maple Knoll Village could say, thanks for recommending us, Sherry. Jerry, we would love to have you visit our community and answer any questions you might have. Please send us a direct message or give us a call. This will just up your chances of getting that call over all the other recommendations, and they had 92 comments on this. But if it's easy for someone to see what you're about and then you chime in, there's a lot greater chance that you will get this call and schedule a tour. So that is reputation. That's our last R of social media marketing for senior living: reach, relationships, and reputation. I really believe that if you do this, that you can increase your census and have a really great marketing strategy. Again, we dive into all of these things even more in the masterclass that I do, and even additional lessons on top of that. But let me tell you really quickly about Senior Care Social if you're interested in working with us. When you sign up with us, we assign you a social media consultant and a manager to work directly with you. And we will address any of your needs. We can create kind of a custom plan for you depending on how involved you want to be in your social media strategy. So we can do a lot of it for you. Or if you want to do a lot of it, we could just feed you ideas and consult with you. Every 2 months, we actually send a box like this of ideas and signs, and we actually give you props and little things that your seniors can wear. So you never have to try to think of what to post. We'll give you a calendar and props so you know exactly what to post and when to post these. And these boxes are so fun. Our communities just love getting these. Like I mentioned, that calendar and post schedule that we'll provide for you that tie with the box. We'll give you instructions of how every single post should be done. On the back of every card or every sign are detailed instructions. And then you can send, all you have to do really is send those photos and upload them to a page that we give you. It's sent to your social media manager, and we can do all the posting for you. We can respond to all your comments. If there's anything important that you need to see, we'll make sure to let you know so that you can respond correctly to a question. If you have any other photos or videos, feel free to submit those and we'll post those for you. And like I mentioned, we'll respond to all your comments and messages so you never miss anything that's sent to you. And then we'll escalate any comments that you need to see. We'll send you an email and let you know. We also post 3 times a week to your Facebook page and your Instagram page with a good mix of that content, and anything you send us, we'll post in addition to that as well. If you have any questions at all and you want to learn a little bit more about what we do, that's just kind of a part of what we do, but you can reach out to me directly at blake@seniorcaresocial.com. Visit our website, seniorcaresocial.com, and click through and learn a little bit more. I'm available for, I'd be happy to email you back with any advice or if you have any questions as well. So Molly, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. So that was awesome, you guys. Looks like we have one question here, and it says, do you need to get a waiver from all of the staff and all of the residents in order to be able to post pictures of them?
Yes, so in the dental industry, for every single photo, it needs to be HIPAA compliant. So we have a HIPAA release, HIPAA authorization release form for you to be able, for dental practice to be able to post of patients. When we went into the senior care community, we were kind of informed that a lot of times, a lot of communities will do this at the very beginning of when a resident moves in, that they'll have authorization forms for if they want to post photos on social media of the residents. So you don't have to do it every single time. It's kind of something as when they move in, that's an agreement or an agreement with the family members. So I'm sure it varies at different states and different communities, but overall, yes, you should get permission to post content of your residents. And team members, maybe not as strict, but residents, I would say for sure.
Yeah, and that's a great thing that you mentioned there. So a lot of times when you are doing your initial paperwork, when people are coming to move in, that is definitely something that's part of it. So if you guys are starting up your care homes right now and just looking to figure out how to fill out that paperwork, that is definitely something you should add in there, because this is going to be good marketing for you guys, is to do fun things with your residents. And I don't know about you, but I laughed through that whole, through the TikTok ones, and I laughed through the whole mastermind. So you guys, when you go take that mastermind, it is so funny. He has some of the funniest videos in there. And so it's really, it keeps you interested the whole time. Okay, here's a good question. So for your basic social media marketing package, how much do you guys charge for that to help with their social media?
Yeah, so with the things that I included and I talked about, and there are some more things that we can explain to you as well, but we're $4.99 a month. There's no setup fee, there's no contract, and we'll set you up with we'll assign you one of our social media consultants and managers. And then again, we'll create a custom plan for you, depending on how involved you want to be. And then we'll send you the box, we'll send you all the ideas, we'll post for you. But yeah, it's $4.99 a month with no contract.
And how often does that box come?
Every 2 months it comes, but it has enough content and ideas in it to cover those 2 months. So yeah, so it's not like it doesn't have, you know, it has tons of stuff in it to be able to cover all the holidays and everything for 2 months.
Perfect. And you know, every time I describe this, it's like when I first brought you guys on with the team, I'm like, it's like your social media box subscription, right? Like you get all this amazing stuff. Everyone's excited to get their box all the time. So I'm sure that's exactly how people with your program feel. Like the box is going to come soon. So
yeah, no, everybody loves to open that box and see all the ideas, and it makes it really fun. And the residents love it too, to see all these fun signs. We have an awesome creative team here that always stays up to date with the latest trends of what's happening on social media. So a lot of the box ideas just you know, are really fun for what's happening now. And yeah.
well, and I can imagine, you know, it's what I always describe it as too, is that it's entertainment for your residents, right? On one hand, it's entertainment for your residents. So this is an activity, you guys. This is a social media activity. They get to interact. They get to see what people post on the posts that have something to do with them. I can imagine the people that are doing those TikTok dance videos, they're asking their caregivers every day, has anybody posted? What have you seen? What has anybody else said? So this is piquing interest of your residents as well as helping you market. So it's a win-win no matter how you look at it. And I just think it's a genius idea. So you guys have done a great job. I'm super excited to see what our members do with it. And it doesn't look like we have any other questions. So that's it for tonight, guys.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you, Molly.
So much, Blake, and I'll see you at the next one.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Molly.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.